A viral skit has taken over the internet, and now it's pulling Erika Kirk right into the center of the conversation. Comedian Druski introduced a character that many viewers believe closely mirrors her down to the smallest details. Same appearance, same voice patterns, same mannerisms. And while the clip is racking up millions of views, not everyone is finding it entertaining. Erika Kirk responded directly, calling the skit disrespectful and arguing that it goes too far, while Druski pushed back, saying people are reacting too emotionally and essentially revealing more than they realize. So now the bigger question is staring everyone in the face. Is this simply comedy pushing boundaries like it always has, or has it crossed into territory that makes people uncomfortable to acknowledge? Next, we're going to break down the actual clip. Look at the similarities people are pointing out between Druski's skit and Erika Kirk's own statements, and then circle back to the bigger picture.
Get on your feet!
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
How about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart.
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God, and that is why we say our prayers.
Get on your feet!
But we serve a just God, and I rest easy in knowing that. He's sovereign, but he's just. And so let the Lord handle that.
I serve a righteous God, and that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country.
Listen, Druski has done it again. Druski's done it again. I think he's taken on personas before as MAGA figures. He's portrayed preacher-type characters in the past. I believe this was discussed before because there was backlash around some of those preacher portrayals. Some even went as far as debating him from the pulpit and criticizing Druski's weight and other aspects. And what's interesting is he never directly named anyone, but it's obvious who people assumed he was referring to. Now, I want to clarify something. There was a rumor circulating that Erika Kirk had issued a cease and desist to Druski and was even considering legal action. However, Newsweek fact-checked that claim and confirmed it was false. That turned out to be false because someone had posted it online and it appeared authentic, almost like it came from Druski's account, but it didn't. What is accurate, though, is Erika Kirk's response to Druski along with his reply, which I want to break down. The message reads, "Druski, this is sick. You fully dressed up as me, copied my look, my voice, my mannerisms, and turned me into a joke for millions of people. But let me guess, when it's done to me, it's suddenly comedy. If I did anything remotely comparable, y'all would be trying to ruin my life. This is racist, humiliating, and you know exactly what you're doing." Druski reportedly responded by saying, "I never even said your name in the video. In fact, you saw a wig, a Bible, and a character and immediately assumed it was about you. That kind of reaction is kind of telling on yourself." And honestly, I'm here for Druski's comeback on this one, you guys. Here's the reality. Most jokes contain at least a hint of truth, sometimes a lot, depending on the context and style. Are we really going to ignore how these Turning Point USA tour-style events often resemble full-on performances? It's almost like a concert experience in itself. We already showed earlier in the video that some of the lines used in the skit closely match statements Erika Kirk has publicly made. Didn't Robert Downey Jr. receive an Oscar nomination for portraying a character in blackface in Tropic Thunder? Now, Tropic Thunder was widely accepted as satire and humor. So the question becomes, why are people selectively choosing what they find offensive? At first, many said it wasn't a big issue. They argued it wasn't racist for certain portrayal to exist, including blackface in specific comedic contexts, but now the same voices are labeling Druski's skit as racist. From my perspective, I don't see where this crosses that line. All I'm seeing here is Druski poking fun at a specific lane of conservative white women. He never directly dropped Erika Kirk's name, but it's obvious to anyone paying attention that she's the person being referenced. Even without naming her, the clues are loud. Those white suits, the blonde hair, the cross necklace, the way the Bible is held tight, and the exact kind of statements being echoed make the resemblance almost undeniable. It lines up so closely with things Erika Kirk has publicly said before that it feels less like a coincidence and more like a direct mirror. But here's where it gets interesting. When reactions come in hot like this, instead of brushing it off with humor, the response ends up adding more attention to the situation, right? That reaction alone keeps the conversation alive and amplifies it even further. And from what I've seen, this moment has already exploded across platforms, pulling in what I believe is close to 200 million views just on Twitter/X alone. The numbers being reported sit around 166 million views. Some viewers are laughing it off, while others are clearly irritated and reacting strongly. And maybe, just maybe, the intensity comes from it hitting a nerve. Let's actually break that down for a second. What is the real underlying reason behind that level of frustration? Seriously, what is the actual reason people feel that strongly about it? Unless, of course, the discomfort comes from recognizing something familiar in the portrayal, or unless it connects to something they already identify with or support. That's when it starts to feel personal rather than just comedic. Still, not everyone reacts the same way, and some people can separate the humor from the subject. From Erika Kirk's response, though, it's clear her concern centers on how she's being perceived by a massive audience. She's essentially saying that the skit frames her in a way that turns her into a punchline in front of millions. But here's the reality check. A lot of people likely felt similar sentiments privately, but never voiced them openly. You know exactly what I mean. Some stayed quiet because they benefited from the connection or proximity, while others avoided speaking up to steer clear of backlash. When something is delivered through a skit and labeled as comedy, it creates space to express opinions more freely, whether people agree or not. That's why audiences either laugh, take offense, or interpret it in completely different ways, depending on their perspective.
But if something is landing as true in the eyes of many, the reaction often reveals more about the viewer than the content itself. And with tens or even hundreds of millions of people watching, the scale alone changes how people respond. Then another layer came in when people started targeting Druski directly, escalating the conversation further. In response, he shared a photo of his grandfather, signaling that his own background includes white family ties as well. The message behind that was basically, don't try to box me in or come at me like that. That was his way of pushing back and setting the record straight in his own tone. And at this point, the situation has already taken on a life of its own. In my view, a lot of people today have lost the ability to simply enjoy humor without overanalyzing or reacting emotionally. It's honestly frustrating to see how quickly people try to shut down comedy just because it challenges their feelings or reflects something uncomfortable. At the end of the day, the real question becomes, what did you expect from Druski when this is exactly the kind of content he's known for? And here's the bigger picture with Druski. He's not limiting his jokes to just conservative white women. He's taking shots at the black church as well. And honestly, his content doesn't spare anyone. No group is off limits when it comes to his skits. And that's exactly why his style hits such a wide audience. At the end of the day, people either laugh it off and flip it into something light, or choose to ignore it altogether. But the second someone reacts strongly, especially when their name was never even mentioned, it starts to look like confirmation that they felt seen in that portrayal. And when that happens, it can give the impression that the skit struck a nerve and reflected how some viewers are being perceived publicly. With that said, that wraps up the breakdown for this one. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you catch every upload the moment it drops. I'll see you in the next one very soon.